Prime Minister and President Dr. Muizzu held restricted and delegation level talks. They renewed various aspects of India-Maldives relations and in particular reflected on the progress made since October 2024. We have signed an MoU related to the extension of a fresh line of credit of 4,850 crore rupees to the Maldives. Two sides also signed an amendatory agreement that amended the existing dollar line of credit between India and the Maldives. With the signature of this amendatory agreement, the annual debt repayment obligations of the Maldives will reduce by a sharp 40% from nearly $51 million annually to about $29 million. The other understandings signed today include an MoU on cooperation in the field of fisheries and aquaculture, an MoU on cooperation in the field of sharing successful digital solutions that have been implemented at population scale for digital transformation between the Ministry of Electronics and IT of India. There was also an MoU on the recognition of Indian pharmacopoeia in the Maldives, which will reinforce the availability and sourcing of high quality medicines in the Maldives. Good evening. Thank you all for joining this briefing. As you would be aware, the Prime Minister is on a 2-day state visit to the Maldives. You're all familiar with the fact that this is his third visit to the Maldives, and he also happens to be the first head of government to be visiting the Maldives during the administration of President Muizzu. Earlier this morning, on arrival at the airport, the Prime Minister was warmly received by President Dr. Muizzu and members of his cabinet at the airport. This was a very special gesture by the President. The Prime Minister was also accorded a ceremonial guard of honor and welcomed with a special cultural performance. In the afternoon today, the Prime Minister and President Dr. Muizzu held restricted and delegation level talks. This gave both leaders the opportunity to review the entire gamut of issues in the bilateral relationship. They renewed various aspects of India-Maldives relations and in particular reflected on the progress made since October 2024 when President Dr. Muizzu had visited India on a state visit and when both countries had adopted the joint vision for an India-Maldives comprehensive economic and maritime security partnership. You would already be familiar with, or you would have seen the ceremony for exchange of memoranda of understanding and agreements between the two sides. Let me just review the key agreements and MoUs that have been signed. We have signed an MoU related to the extension of a fresh line of credit of 4,850 crore rupees to the Maldives. This is the first LOC extended to the Maldives that is denominated in Indian rupees. The LOC represents a continuation of the tradition of assistance to the development needs of the Maldives, and we expect that several infrastructure projects will be carried out as a result of this LOC agreement, benefiting the lives of citizens here in the Maldives. Together with this, the two sides also signed an amendatory agreement that amended the existing dollar line of credit between India and the Maldives, and I would like to in particular point to the fact that with the signature of this amendatory agreement, the annual debt repayment obligations of the Maldives will reduce by a sharp 40% from nearly $51 million annually to about $29 million. The other understandings signed today include an MoU on cooperation in the field of fisheries and aquaculture, an MoU between the Indian Institute of Tropical Meteorology of the Ministry of Earth Sciences and the Maldives Meteorological Services in the Ministry of Tourism and Environment, an MoU on cooperation in the field of sharing successful digital solutions that have been implemented at population scale for digital transformation between the Ministry of Electronics and IT of India and the Ministry of Homeland Security and Technology of the Maldives. There was also an MoU on the recognition of Indian pharmacopoeia in the Maldives, which will reinforce the availability and sourcing of high quality medicines in the Maldives, and a network to network agreement between India's NPCIL, the National Payments Corporation of India International Limited, and the Maldives Monetary Authority. This is intended to take forward the work on implementing the unified payments interface that will greatly benefit tourism between the two countries. In addition to that, there were a number of announcements and events that took place during the course of the day. The two countries have agreed to launch negotiations on an India-Maldives free trade agreement. On the occasion of the 60th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations, the two sides issued commemorative stamps. The Prime Minister also handed over 3,300 social housing units in Hulu Male that were built under the Indian Buyers Credit Scheme. The two leaders also together inaugurated the roads and drainage system project in Adu City, 6 high-impact community development projects, and just now, a short while ago, the Ministry of Defense building in Male. The Prime Minister also handed over 72 vehicles and other equipment that will be used by the MNDF for various purposes. The two leaders were together for a tree plantation event which is being carried out under the initiative taken by Prime Minister Modi in India, Ek Ped Maa Ke Naam, Plant for Mother, and on that, in the same place, the Prime Minister also handed over 2 Bhishma health cubes that will be of great relevance in in medical emergencies, especially in remote parts of the country. Tomorrow, as you would be aware, the Prime Minister will be the guest of honor at the Independence Day celebrations at Republic Square. He will also be meeting with a few political leaders of the country, interact with the Indian diaspora residing in the Maldives, including also ITEC alumni from the Maldives. This very timely and productive visit has provided an opportunity to both countries and both leaders to review our very close cooperation and to continue to build further on it. The two sides, as I said in the beginning, reviewed the joint vision for the India-Maldives Comprehensive Economic and Maritime Security Partnership, and as a result of the discussions today, arrived at the conclusion that we should continue to implement various elements of this vision and explore newer avenues to collaborate further between the two sides. Let me stop there. If there are any questions, I would be happy to answer them.
Okay, can we start from here? Ayushi?
Sir, good evening. This is Ayushi Gwal from ANI. Sir, did China feature in the talks when it comes to the security in the Indian Ocean, and also any discussion on Pahalgam attack or on Operation Sindoor?
Siddhant?
Hi, sir. Hi, sir. Siddhant from Vion. How much will you see this visit as a turnaround in the relationship? Given last year the relationship was not doing so well, but looking at the comments from both the leaders today, it looks like that it is firmly on a very positive trajectory.
Meera? Okay. Meera, please.
Thank you. Meera Srinivasan from Hindu. Secretary, you mentioned that there's a 40% reduction in the annual debt repayment obligation consequent to today's agreement. So could you tell us which period of debt this pertains to, debt taken from when to when? And if possible, what is the total amount of debt that this pertains to? And the second question is this in response to a request from the Maldivian side for a possible debt cancellation or a moratorium? Thank you.
Siddhant?
Hi, Foreign Secretary. I'm Siddhant from CNN News 18. Foreign Secretary, if you can throw some light on the medical evacuations that India have been doing in Maldives. Has there been a request made by the Maldivian side to enhance more air medical evacuations? And if you can also throw some light on the medical tourism from Maldives to India. Thank you.
Please. We have a question there, yeah.
Deepak Ranjan from PTI. Prime Minister has said that we are in talks about a free trade agreement. Any timeline in which it would be completed or concluded?
Sir.
Okay. Ayushi, to your question, I would say that you may have heard His Excellency the President also refer to this in his remarks at the top of the delegation level talks with the Prime Minister, that and of course we proceed on the assumption that security is an issue of mutual interest. The President expressed his commitment to the importance that Maldives attaches to security related issues, and the commitment for the two sides to continue to work together. I think the fact that there is quite a high frequency of contacts between security authorities of the two countries and the engagement at various levels, whether it is direct professional level exchanges between the security forces or the training activity that is carried out or the exercises that are carried out between various security forces. There is very close coordination on all of these issues. This remains an important issue, and we continue to work very closely together with Maldives on any issues that might impinge on not just our security but our common security in this region that we share. On Pahalgam as well, again, the President reiterated the Maldives' condemnation of the attack and reiterated the solidarity and support of the people of the Maldives with India following this attack. Siddhant, your question on the turnaround in the relationship. I wouldn't say that, the impression is that these are overnight things or sudden developments. This is a very close relationship. It has a basis and a foundation that goes back a long way. There may be instances or events or things that may happen from time to time, but there is a fundamental understanding between the two sides and the two countries on the importance and the significance of this relationship. As I have had occasion to say earlier as well, both sides have applied themselves to the relationship, to addressing issues in the relationship, and both sides have paid attention, including at the very highest levels, to addressing concerns that might be there. And I think you see the result of that effort that has been made at both ends. And the fact that you have, within the space of about 10 months, reciprocal visits at the highest levels possible, just testifies to and signifies once again the strength of this relationship. On Mira's question about the reduction of the debt obligations, you might be aware that we had a line of credit of about $800 million that had been extended to the Maldives some time ago. There were a number of projects that had been executed under that, and there was a certain amount of from the LOC had been utilized and drawn down. But for various reasons, Maldives was not able to finalize projects and move forward on utilizing the balance funds that were available under that LOC. But given the way the LOCs work and the terms and conditions of the LOCs, the repayment obligations had kicked in, and it was therefore also taking into account the overall financial situation of the Maldives. Both sides came to the conclusion that perhaps a rationalization of the LOC was necessary. In the normal course, this would have been more tricky and complicated, but given the special circumstances obtaining, we've come to an agreement which has been reflected in the amendatory agreement that has been signed today, that reduces the obligations of the Maldives towards debt repayment by closing out this particular LOC. But since the development needs of Maldives remain, there are other projects that they need to do. It has been replaced by the line of credit agreement which we have signed today, denominated in Indian rupees. And this is expected to be more attuned to, I would say, the current financial circumstances of the Maldives, besides also contributing to a manner of implementation that would benefit both sides more. This is something that was done cooperatively between the two sides. Siddhant's question on medical evacuation, I think the assets are available here in the Maldives, and whenever there is a requirement that is projected or a request that is made, the evacuations are carried out as per that procedure. On medical tourism, as you are aware, India continues to be a very popular destination for medical services and medical attention from people in the Maldives, and some of the agreements that have on which work has begun, for instance on UPI. So it's not just for the normal tourism, but for any other kind of service that Maldives citizens might want to avail from India, which includes medical tourism as well. On the FTA talks, I can't point to an exact timeline, but my understanding from discussions with my Commerce Ministry colleagues is that this is an FTA that we should be able to conclude rather quickly. Today's agreement reflects an understanding that essentially it reflects the agreement on the terms of reference, which usually is something that takes more time. But these have been agreed, and now it remains for offers to be discussed and exchanged and discussed, and that is the next stage that will take place. My expectation is that it will get done fairly quickly.
We'll take more questions. Can we start here?
Hi, sir. Shama from Doordarshan News. So this NPCI agreement with the MMA, how soon do you think an Indian tourist would be able to transact in UPI or with the RuPay card?
Umar Shankar.
Independent journalist. My question is that is there any update on hydrographic agreement, as it was not renewed by Maldives, and also if this came up during the discussions between both the leaders?
We have a question. Okay, there, please.
Thank you. I'm Arosha Fernando from Maldives Republic. Secretary, I would like to ask from you, are you aware of a now deleted social media post by Abdullah bin Mohammad Ibrahim, his President Muizzu's brother-in-law? He made critical remarks about Prime Minister Modi. If so, could you share how Indian government views such incident, particularly in the context of effort to strengthen the India-Maldives relationship? Thank you.
Can we take a question here? Yeah.
Thank you, Nazat Raj TV here. There were certain remarks made by the President himself and some of the state ministers that were rather derogatory towards Indians and the Prime Minister Modi. It wasn't very well received by the Indian citizens, understandably so. Now, as some of the journalists did mention, this is described as a turning point, this visit especially. Does the Indian government expect Maldivian government to apologize, since the sentiments were hurt, definitely?
One question here.
Thank you. Adadu, Foreign Secretary has mentioned before about the Indian platforms here doing the medical evacuations. As far as I know, some of the agreements that were made before has come to an end in the February of this year. So has there been any extension to those agreements or any request from the Maldivian side, extension of the three platforms right now?
Okay. I think on the NPCIL, the implementation agreement has been signed today. The technical work is now required, and it should proceed apace, and we feel that the people should be able to use UPI as soon as the technical work and the operationalization of the MOU is concluded. This was important to have this agreement on operationalization. The technical people will now get together to take it forward. On RuPay, I think RuPay is already operational. So, in fact, if you recall, when President Muizzu was in India, they witnessed the first live transaction of the rupee, using the rupee card take place here in the Maldives. On hydrography, we have been in close touch with our colleagues in Maldives, and we are working on capacity building in the Maldives. We are working on training here in the Maldives to enable Maldives personnel to develop their capacities in this area. This is not something that is necessarily restricted or dictated by specific agreements or discussions. It's something on which both sides continue to talk, and as I said, the emphasis is increasingly on building capacity here in the Maldives. We had two questions here by our colleagues from Maldives. I think the subject matter of both was very similar. Insofar as the social media post you referred to, I am not aware of the post. I have not seen the post, but the other question that related to some of the remarks that were made earlier, I would only like to say, and I think this visit, as well as the visit that Dr. Muizzu had paid to India in October last year, demonstrate the very strong relationship, a very close relationship between the two sides. And I would also say that our ties are strong enough to withstand some of these passing, in this case, remarks that have been made, and have also withstood the test of time. So I would, rather than look back, prefer to look forward and look into the future, and going by everything that has happened today, and especially in the last 9 or 10 months since President Muizzu visited India, that future is undoubtedly and unquestionably bright. On medevac platforms, they are here, and I think as I said, the assets remain here. Their term has been extended here, and they continue to be used as per the request of the Maldivian authorities.
Can you take last two questions?
Yeah.
So, last two questions. ब्रिजमोहन जी.
सर नमस्कार, मैं ब्रिजमोहन सिंह रघुवंशी साधना समूह से हूं सर. जैसा कि हमारा एक सहयोगी ने एक सवाल इसमें मैं ऐड करूंगा इसमें कि पिछले कुछ समय पूर्व जो है मालदीव्स की सरकार ने कुछ टिप्पणी की थी, और उस टिप्पणी के बाद से आज हमारे लिए बड़ा गौरवान्वित वाला ये दिन है. हमारे आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री को यहाँ पे इस रूप में देखा जा रहा है. निश्चित रूप से विदेश नीति और प्रधानमंत्री जी की लोकप्रियता का ये सबसे बड़ा नतीजा है. लेकिन मैं एक चीज जरूर पूछना चाहूंगा कि सऊदी अरब की बात मैंने देखा कि ये दूसरा इस्लामिक देश है जहां पे हमारे प्रधानमंत्री का जो सम्मान हो रहा है, जो हमारा ट्रेड होना जा रहा है, वो बहुत मजबूत हो रहा है. तो विपक्ष इस बात का आरोप लगाता है कि वर्ग विशेष के लिए खास तौर से प्रधानमंत्री करते हैं, ऐसा विपक्ष आरोप लगाता है. और तो मैं ये जानना चाहता हूं, क्या इस्लामिक देशों को खास तौर से फोकस किया जा रहा है आने वाले समय पे अंतर्राष्ट्रीय पटल पे प्रधानमंत्री जी की लोकप्रियता को बढ़ाने के लिए, खास तौर से विश्व स्तर पे भी क्या ये माना जाए कि इस्लामिक देशों से अब हमारा जो रिश्ता है वो और मजबूत होगा?
लास्ट क्वेश्चन.
नमस्कार सर, जीवन भावसर हियर फ्रॉम आकाशवाणी. सर, दोनों देशों में टूरिज्म को बढ़ावा देने के लिए भी आज बहुत बातचीत हुई है, तो ये टूरिज्म बढ़ावा देने के लिए आगे क्या क्या हो सकता है?
तो देखिए ब्रिजमोहन जी, आपका सवाल मैं अपने आप को जो इसको मैं एक राजनयिक समीकरण में ही देखूंगा, और सिर्फ इतना ही कहना चाहूंगा कि जो हमारी राजनयिक रणनीति है और जिस तरह से हम दूसरे देशों के साथ रिश्ते बनाने पे सोचते हैं या काम करते हैं, उसकी जो उस पे जो काम किया जा रहा है, उस पे जो काम होता है, उसमें जिस तरह की चीजें जिनके बारे में आप बात कर रहे थे, उसमें असर नहीं पड़ता। हम ये देखते हैं कि हमारे कोर इंटरेस्ट क्या है, किस देश के साथ किन चीज़ों पे बात करनी है, जो हमारे इंटरनेशनल इंटरेस्ट हैं, हमें क्या डिफेंड करना है और हमें क्या दूसरे देशों से चाहिए, ये उस पे निर्भर रहता है। तो किसी देश की धार्मिक प्रवृत्ति क्या है, मुझे नहीं लगता कि ये उसमें एक बड़ा फैक्टर बनता है। प्रधानमंत्री जी और उनके नेतृत्व में जो देश की एक राजनयिक रणनीति तैयार की गई है, ये इसी चीज पे निर्भर है। और आपने जो सवाल पूछा पर्यटन को बढ़ावा देने के लिए, तो जैसा मैंने पहले भी कहा है और आज भी इन चीज़ों पे बातचीत हुई है। यूपीआई पे मान लीजिए, जैसे इस पे अगर एक समझौता आगे आने वाले समय में होता है तो ये काफ़ी सहूलियत प्रदान करेगा भारतीय नागरिकों और मालदीव्स के नागरिकों को, जो पेमेंट्स में सहूलियत है उसमें करने के लिए। उसके लिए वो बैंकिंग चैनल्स में काफ़ी कभी कभी कठिनाइयाँ मुश्किलें आती हैं, उनसे एक तरह से छुटकारा मिलेगा और एक सहूलियत इससे प्रदान होगी। इससे पर्यटन को काफ़ी बढ़ावा मिल सकता है।
Thank you, sir. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the close of this press briefing. We'll keep you updated with developments of tomorrow. Thank you very much for coming for this press briefing. Thank you.